Hello, all my crafty friends. This is Colleen Light. My website is Cards by Coco. And I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So this is video take 2. With all of my amazing computer skills, let me see, here come my amazing computer skills again. So let's go ahead and do that. Because my first video I was editing and I accidentally deleted it. So the nice thing is Lucy is in her crate, so she won't be chewing things up around me this time or barking. So that's a good thing. So anyway, on to the crafting part. I put out these measurements yesterday. I love when you all craft with me. So we're going to cut some paper together, have some fun. I'm going to show you this amazing Boughs of Holly suite. And we can hopefully have some fun together. So let's get started. So this Boughs of Holly suite, if you go to order this from Stampin' Up! Today, it's going to tell you that the suite is unavailable, and that is because there's one component. I went ahead and itemized it out to see what was unavailable, and it's actually these textured elements here. And I seem to be a little frozen, so let me see if I can get my computer to maybe work a little bit better for me. Hopefully, there we go. So anyway, so it's these gorgeous textural elements. So these are fun because you can use your Stampin' Blend. You can put a little rhinestone on top of them. I was going to actually dip them in some embossing, Versamark and embossing powder and see how that went. Anyway, so that's the part that's unavailable. But let me show you what else comes in the suite. Let's move this out of the way. We have our Leaves of Holly stamp set. Absolutely love this set. I think it's so much fun. The leaves are just, there's a 2-step stamping, which is one of my favorites. So, with the berries and then with the leaves. And I do really like the sentiments on this set. So it's always a little glary in here when I show the stamp set. But you have your season's greetings, Christmas wishes, which are a little larger. And then the smaller ones, like from our home tours to friends near and far. The end symbol, joy and peace. So great, right? And then it comes also with this woven ribbon. I couldn't say that in the last video either. Anyways, 1/2 inch. Look at this. How beautiful is this? Just beautiful. Anyway, the dies here are amazing. I'll show you my favorite one, which is this one right here. Now, you're going to say, now, Colleen, what is this piece for? If you want to cut out, because this is a leaf image. Here, let me show you on one of the cards I made. So this is actually a leaf image, and I did not put anything behind mine because I wanted that white to come through. But it's a leaf image. So if you were doing something else, you would actually cut this out and you could put some maybe greenery or sparkly paper or maybe some foil behind that and really make this particular die pop. So let's scooch that out of the way, and then let me show you the paper. This does come in 12 by 12. This is a 12 by 12 DSP. I cut it down to a smaller size, so it's easier for you to see. Oh, and I'm missing one piece. Where did that other piece go? Let me see, because I am missing one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wonder where my bigger piece went. Well, let me grab it out for you because it's beautiful and I want you to see it. So let me grab out that other little piece here. I have them all cut here. Let me see. No matter how organized I think I am. Oh, here it is. So it's very similar to this one, only these are your bigger poinsettias, your larger poinsettias, and these are the smaller ones. So how do you say that? Is it poinsettia or poinsettia? I never know. I think one of my kids called it poinsettia, but I want to say maybe poinsettia. Anyway, and you can fussy cut those out. This is how I fussy cut that out. Out of this piece. Isn't that great? So let me go ahead and flip this over for you and show you the other side. You know, Stampin' Up! Does a great job of giving a wide variety of different types of designer series paper. So probably if I was going to use that green, I might use it on this just to give it a little bit more of a depth and look to it with the changes in the grains. All right, so let's get started on our card. These are our measurements. We're making a book fold card. So if you're stamping with me, yay. And if not, and you just want to screenshot this, go ahead. And I'll also have this blogged by the end of the day. Let me put this in camera for you. It's easier to see. Here's another one that I fussy cut. I had the best time fussy cutting, just kind of goofing around. So do you all like to fussy cut? Yeah, I started out absolutely was my least favorite thing ever, and now I don't mind a bit. So for our card base, we want to do this first. We just basically want to cut this piece of paper in half at 4 1/4 inch. So let's see here. See? There you go. And then now we're gonna do our score lines for our book fold. The great thing about Stampin' Up! Is here is our cutting blade, here is our scoring blade. So make sure your cutting blade is good and out of the way, and we are going to score at 4 1/4 inch and 5 1/2 inches. So let's scooch on over to 4 1/4 here. And hopefully I'm in screen. I'm gonna keep looking up. So my original video, my normal time is at 9 o'clock every Thursday morning, Pacific Standard Time, since I come to you from Southwest Washington. And that's my normal time. I'm only redoing this video because I accidentally deleted the other one. So I'm going to fold this like this, just right in half. And on the back side is where I'm going to take my bone folder and give it a score. So I did have more people, of course, joining me at my normal time. And if you are catching me on, so now we're going to fold back. This is going to make our book fold. So if you're catching the replay, please let me know. And if you're on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. All of that helps me a great deal. Let me see. I'm going to try and bring some more light in here. Let's see here. In fact, my husband is at Home Depot now, or Lowe's. Anyway, one of those big box stores. And he is getting the paint for my craft room. So hopefully it won't be so dark in here pretty soon. This is how I keep my scraps, in a bin. Can you believe this? Just bags, plastic bags. And I just pop them all in here, and they all just kind of are in the filing bin. And it works out great because, you know, the paper is expensive, so it's nice to have it. So for our card stock base, because I did a card stock base behind the designer series paper, you can skip this step if you just... Maybe if I was using the shaded spruce as my card base, I might just put the designer series paper on it. But when I use basic white, I like a little pop of color behind my designer series paper. So this is going to be cut at 4 1/8 of an inch by 4 1/8 of an inch. So let me see if this is going to be big enough. You know, I don't think it is. I think I'm going to grab a whole new sheet of shaded spruce out. So give me just a second here. It's right behind me, so it's only going to be a second. And let me make sure I grab the right color here. I know I have some. Let's see here. Here we go. Sorry about that. I tell you, no matter how organized I think I am, there's always going to be a little something I forget. So just as a reminder, if you are going to be buying sweets or anything big, so we want 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 of an inch. So there's our, and let's bring this up, and there we go. and you're going to be spending any more than $99, take a look at the joining special, because it's $155 worth of product that you actually get to choose. So Stampin' Up's not choosing that for you. You get to choose it. And and it's free shipping. And I think I said in my last video, so this is still 4 1/8, yep. And we want this by 1 1/8 inch. You know, demonstrators, we pay the same shipping you pay. So, oh, you know, I only needed 1 of each. I don't know why I cut 2. I'm so used to cutting 2 of everything. Anyway, just more scraps to go in there. And for a designer series paper, let me grab that out. Anyway, as I was saying, we pay the same shipping you pay. So I have to say, I'm always excited when I have the opportunity for free shipping on anything, especially if I'm placing a large order. So just something to consider. And then plus you could be on my team, and how much fun would that be? Anyway, let me grab this here. The important thing when you're cutting designer series paper is to make sure, and if you're using it in a landscape layout like I'm using, is to make sure that your images line up. So I like to cut them both at the same time. So I'm going to go 1 inch here. I'm just going to go 1 inch. And then I'm going to cut another one at 4 inches. Just like this. Making sure that my alignment looks good. Then I'm actually going to pop these together. Oh, I'll cut them separate. Actually, I was gonna be lazy anyway, and we're gonna go 4 inches like this, just like that. And then I'm going to make sure I again have them. So easy to get out of alignment, right? Oh, see, it's like putting together a puzzle. This is always where I struggle. I move one thing and then I am just done. Okay. There we go. See, there we are. So I want to put this into the trimmer like this and do 4 inches. Okay. So since I have started the Stamp With Me, it's not really a mystery stamping. It's more, I just like when we all do things together. Next week, there we go. I'm telling you. It's always like a puzzle for me. Next week, let me show you here if I can find my little handout I printed out. I'm going to be doing that great, the birthday. I want to just make sure I show you real quick. The birthday card organizer kit. So I want, if you want to stamp with me next week, go ahead and get that ordered. You should have it in time. Let's go ahead and glue this together and I'll grab a piece of scrap paper. So, when I've always loved to send out birthday cards, but for those of you who've been following me for any length of time, you know that last year we were in a horrible, horrible car accident, and some of our stuff didn't make it through the car accident. I'm very happy we did. Anyway, I lost all of my birthday book that I had previously with everyone's birthdays in it, and so this year I've been trying to play catch up, writing down information, and I've missed a bunch of birthdays this year. So I don't want to do that again next year. And then I saw Stampin' Up. I was so excited when they had that birthday kit come out. I thought, oh, this is just the best ever. So now I feel like I can go ahead and get everyone's birthdays and get cards made in advance and put them in the pockets. And I just thought that would be the best thing ever. So pretty excited about that. All right. So we're going to put this on here, leaving our border. Again, I like things in 1/8 inch increments. It's just my style. If you prefer 1/4 inch, just adjust your measurements accordingly with your designer series paper and your cardstock. There you go. So you can see that we are all lined up here. Let me see. No, we're not. Now we are. Let's get out our book fold, okay? And put this on. So let's put our big piece on here, just like this. I tell you. Some days are just like that, aren't they? Here, I'm going to open this up a little bit and do this. So while we're talking about book folds, and I asked this question in the video that I accidentally deleted, what are you all reading now since we're talking about a book fold? I just finished The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I did like that one. And now I'm reading, let me see, Louise Penny. It's the Inspector Gamache, series. So it takes place in the small town of Three Pines, and I think this is the 4th or 5th book I'm reading in this series. But this small town, let me tell you, it is besieged by murder, and which is not funny.
Could you try again?
Oh, I don't know why Siri did that. Anyway, did you hear my watch talk? It's always kind of weird when that happens to me. Anyway, it's very good. It's a good series. And the characters really are fun. So if you like a little murder mystery that's not too gory, you might want to consider that. So then I just had here, bring scraps for sentiment and die cuts, ribbon and embellishments. So let's go ahead and put our ribbon on. And I like gold on holiday cards. I just do. I think you could go with a shaded spruce, an old olive, a white. I actually think the linen, the woven ribbon that comes in the set would work really well. I don't know. I personally am just a little bit partial to gold in cards, from cards. So I'm going to grab some. I used the satin edged ribbon, which I think is beautiful. Let me show you how we're going to adhere this. So I'm just going to pop this down like that, grab my Stampin' Seal, and I'm just going to put a little bit there and there. Get it started. I'm almost to the tail end on this. And then I am going to just lay a piece here, bring it around, and cut it to the right length, and then I will look at it and make sure. I'm looking for my ribbon scissors. You should see this side of my desk. It has just things just tossed on there. Talk about a craft-tastrophe. It's a mess over here. Someday I should do a panoramic for when I'm done. Anyway, so look at that. Then you have your pop of gold. And now we're going to adhere that. And I like using tear and tape. I find that when people get fun fold cards, they open and close them a bunch. And tear and tape is one of those things, they have a really strong hold. I'm going to put it over the ribbon. So if you don't have any, I think it's a good investment, especially if you like to make boxes or any type of 3D projects. Tear and tape will be your best friend. This one's a little bit down. Let me just give that a tear there. If you don't like tearing it, you can rest like a credit card up against it or something to give it a cleaner edge. It doesn't bother me though. Then I'm just going to take your pick tool and pop this off here. Just like this. Let me see. There we go. And so I do have a garbage can off to the side of it. It looks like I'm just throwing it. Anyway, so then this is going to make our book fold. How fun is this card? So for those of you who've been following, you know I'm in complete craft fair mode. So I've been making tons of holiday projects and Christmas projects and cards. So stay tuned to the end of my video and I will show you the other things I have made. So I'm going to do what I call a faux bow. And all I'm doing is tying it around like this. And I'm going to leave the tails a little bit longer. I will put a glue dot down and cut those tails when we're done. Ta-da! All right, let's do our sentiment. Let's get our sentiment. I've already pulled out to friends near and far. And I'm not going to do any die cutting today. I'm actually going to use this oval punch, double oval punch here. So let me go ahead and get a piece of scratch paper here and my Stampin' Pierce Matte because these are photopolymer, so I want a little bit extra cushion underneath there. See, I'm not even, hopefully I'm in screen, my goodness. Let's see here. I need to look more when I'm doing the videos. I need to pay attention just a bit more. So I think you could use, again, for your colors, your coordinating colors for this particular designer series paper are Cherry Cobbler, Evening Evergreen, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Poppy Parade, Real Red, Sahara Sand, Shaded Spruce, Soft Succulent, and Soft Suede. Tons of colors that coordinate with this. So many. I'm a traditionalist, so I'm going to go with Real Red. I almost went with Shaded Spruce, but I really want the red in there. And I'm going to just go to stamp down and pop it up. So easy peasy. Now, so can you tell me what your favorite stamp set is for the holiday season? I love to hear what you're all working on and doing and what your favorite is and what projects you have been enjoying. Let me wipe that ink off my finger so I don't get it anywhere. Because it just makes it fun for me. I love to hear what you're doing. So, and if you're catching the YouTube video, if you would hit that subscribe button or like, or even better yet, leave a comment, and then I have another scrap. So that'll go in my little saving spot. Anyway, let me know. And hit the subscribe button. You would be amazed at how much that actually helps circulation. It's so surprising. I've learned so much about all of the social media sites and how things work. So anyway, I'm going to grab out my glitter paper or glimmer paper. And here, I'll tell you the name of it here in a second. I just need to grab it out here. It's over here laying in my pile. So let me grab it. I just literally had it a half a second to go. Anyway, hang on just real quick. It's the Real Red one. That's the one I want to use. But I can't see it right now, so we may switch gears here a little bit. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Anyway, it's the Real Red and White Glimmer paper. And if you haven't seen the sparkle on this, let me see if I can put this here. Look at that. Isn't that? And then you have the white. So I love this white, but I didn't like it against this card. So we're going to go with the Real Red part. And let me see if I can get enough out of this. I like to use every little bit of my paper. You can see I was doing the berries from this set the other day. And this is what they look like. And then, of course, they have the overlay part. So let's go ahead and glue this here. So a very easy sentiment piece. Let me see here. I'm going to grab out my silicone mat. I don't want to get glue on my workspace because you know what happens? This glue bottle is just about done for. You know, the minute you get one little speck of glue on your workspace, what happens, right? I mean, you somehow, that's the part that'll find your nearly complete card. I'm sure if you have been making cards for any length of time or crafting, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so look, I'm going to pop this down here on some dimensionals. So how pretty is this card? It's a little simpler than the other ones. I'm going to show you the samples that I've made, different cards that I have made, and a couple of projects using this same set. Let's move this out of the way here. So stay tuned to the end. So if you're not an avid crafter, let me show you here. So our punches come, and this is the locking mechanism. So to open it, you just push up on that, and then you're ready to stamp. And then before you put it away, you just lock it again. So they stack nicely. Now let's grab some of these red basic rhinestones here, and we're going to sprinkle these around. And then I'll show you how to complete the inside of your card. We're going to do another couple of cuts of designer series paper and a little bit more of, this one stuck to me, and just a little bit more of another piece of the basic white. And we will have this card completed. There we go. Ta-da, there's the outside of our card done. It's simple. Oh, let's cut this ribbon. It's simple. There's not a lot to it. I think the fun fold is really what makes this card. Let me grab a piece of white cardstock, and we're going to make a couple more cuts. And then this card is done, and I will show you my samples of the other projects I have made, which is always so much fun. Let me put this back here. And here's my paper trimmer. It was buried under a pile of paper, as I do. And I'm just going to make a square. I'm just going to do this. Oh, that part has a little something. 4 by 4. So let's go ahead and do that just quickly. Then I'm going to grab a scrap of that designer series paper. And literally, I'm just going to grab a scrap. I'm not too concerned how much it's going to match. I think that one may be 4 inches. So let me take a peek here. Is that 4 inches? It is. And let me see. And just about 3/4. So perfect. That is close enough for me. I like to use up all of my scraps. I save them, and I like to use them all up. Okay, I'm going to turn this piece over since you've all seen it. Since I can't, I tossed aside the. Oh, do we want to use the poinsettia side? Kind of like that side better. What do you think? I like that side better. Let's use that. Okay, so since you've seen the dimensions and I tossed my silicone mat off to the side, let's just use this piece of paper as a piece of scratch. So there we go. So it is unseasonably warm here in Southwest Washington. We're going to be in the 80s again today, and I need some rain. My plants are looking dry. So let me know where you're from. There we go. So since I'm making this for a craft fair, I'm not adding an inside sentiment. I'm going to go ahead and leave it blank. If I end up sending it out, I'll probably put Season's Greetings or Merry Christmas or something in there. But I'm going to leave it blank since this particular one's for a craft fair. But you could stamp the sentiment of your choice in there. All right, pop this down in there. Watching your borders. It just dresses up the inside of that card a little bit more. And this is how your card sits. Isn't this great? Look at that. Just so much fun to open and close, and it sits like this. I love it. So let me show you the other ones I've made. This is the one I made using that embellishment, the textural elements, and I put some of our basic rhinestones just on top. And this is that background punch that I used. And again, I just layered the inside. So you've seen that. This is the one I made the first video that I deleted. Let me show you this. This is more my style. It's not as busy. This is the Christmas Wishes. It's a very basic card. Season's Greetings, stamped a little bit differently. This here, this is those, this element here is also in the dies, those little twiggy things. And then, you know, I love these little diaper folds. I make them all the time. I think they're super cute. Oh, I hope I'm not too far up. I may have to show those again. I should have looked. And I'm doing the craft gift box. So this is a gift box. You don't have to cover up this window. I just really like how this comes together. And then just has the bow, and you can see where I fussy cut the poinsettia there. And then it just goes right back together with your bow. And you can see again, I use the element there, the textural element, and put some, this is a retired, those are retired gems. But this is, you know, when you're doing projects, why not use up your retired stuff? So that one, and just in case I was off screen, I'll show you the other cards. So this is just what I have made this week. And I think this would actually make a beautiful gift set. In fact, you could put this entire set in your gift box to give to somebody. Okay, well, everybody, thank you for watching. If you joined for take 2, thank you so much. If you're catching the replay, please leave a comment. Let me know what you thought about today's card. And if you are watching on YouTube, I would so appreciate it if you'd hit the thumbs up or leave a comment or subscribe. Anyway, don't forget to sign up for my newsletter. So I will see you next Thursday morning at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time in the morning. And we'll be working on that birthday kit. If you didn't catch that part in the video, let me see, I'll show it to you again. It is the birthday card organizer kit right there. So do that and have a great day and a great weekend. Thanks so much.